Welcome to Six Sigma Online Certifications. We are on the topic Six Sigma Fundamentals, Quality Tools Part 5. In this video, we'll continue with our discussion on control charts. In the last part, we discussed about history, purpose of control charts, elements of control charts, and selecting the correct control chart. In this video, we'll discuss about 8 rules of special causes. The control charts test number 1 is also called as basic test. The basic test is if one point is beyond zone A, that means outside control limit, that means special cause has come. And usually this cause is so large in the process that it is very easily evident to anybody who is working on the process and also requires immediate attention. And usually this event is known to the operator. Good training to operator on process and equipment help identification of root causes of such types. The key learning in this is that this cause cannot go missed if seen on control chart. The test number 2, also called as shift test, when 9 consecutive points are on one side of the center line. It is typically caused by a change in the setting, which is basically gives immediate change in the process. For example, lot change, sudden change in operating condition, for example flow, pressure, which gives immediate impact on the characteristics. And therefore characteristics should be considered. While root cause identification, we should consider what are the parameters which can actually technically make immediate impact on the parameter. The test number 3 is drift test, is 6 consecutive points making increasing or decreasing trend. It is caused by things like mechanical wear, chemical depletion, increasing contamination, and it is characterized by slow impact. So the parameters which have slow impact on the process characteristic which we are monitoring through control chart should be the root cause for this to happen. Test number 4, also popularly known as Newcomer Test, is when 14 consecutive points alternate up and down. It is usually caused by over adjustments, where a new person has come and for every change in the direction, in any direction, he wants to reverse this, or shift to shift variation, machine to machine variation. And many times we have seen that this is caused by wrong pattern of sample taking. The 5th test, also called as basic second test, becomes visible only when test number 1 is taken care of. And in this case, 2 out of 3 consecutive points are in the A zone or beyond. Important point is this will be only visible when test number 1 is taken care of. One important point which we should always focus from test number 5 to 8, that these tests are not applicable for the discrete control charts which we discussed in last video about C chart, U chart, NP chart and P chart. We cannot use 5 to 8 principle. Test number 6 is the 3rd basic test, 4 out of 5 consecutive points in B zone or beyond. Obviously this becomes visible once test number 1 and test number 5 is taken care of. Test number 7 is popularly known as the white paper test. Here 15 consecutive points are in C zones. Significant reason for low variation is wrongly calculated control limits. We have seen most of the times the limits are not calculated correctly. It is also possible that process has improved because of a Six Sigma project. We see this kind of control chart. The last test is called as alternating pattern, where 8 consecutive parts on both sides of center line, but nothing is in C zone. This indicates that there is a mixture of samples, or we are capturing samples from the different processes, and it may be a warning for manager to revisit the sampling. Now we will learn how to actually make control charts in Minitab. Please open the file controlcharts.mtw. We'll see that In column C1 and C2 we have data for defective parts. We collected 98 bottles, out of which 20 were rejected, 104 bottles, 18 were rejected. So what we are saying is defective type of data. When defective type of data has variable opportunity, we use P chart. So we'll go to stat, control charts, variable chart for attribute charts, and we'll go for P chart. It's attribute. We take rejects as variables and subgroups as number of bottles. We should definitely go to P chart options. We should go to the tests and we should select all tests, perform all tests for special causes. Click OK and OK. So the control chart is ready. We can see in this control chart the control limits are variable because the sample size is changing, and there is one special cause because of test number 1 point beyond zone A. We'll learn how to make control chart for defects. Defects, in this we can see number of pieces is always taken 22, so it means the opportunity is constant, and therefore we will make C chart. So stat, control charts, attribute charts and C charts. We go for number total defects and we go to C chart options. We again go to the test and select all the tests. Click OK. Click OK. In this control chart we can see that since the subgroup size is constant, our control limits are straight, and here the test number 3 is failing. That means 3 is 6 consecutive points in making a trend, and also test number 1 is failing, which is 1 point beyond zone A. We'll also learn about one variable chart. We are measuring weight and we are taking at 2 o'clock we took how many samples? 5 samples. So our subgroup size is 5. At 3 o'clock again I took 5 samples, but it is variable data and therefore all the 8 tests are applicable. So I will use control charts, variable chart for subgroup, X bar R, because there's 5 subgroup sizes 5. All observations of chart in one column, yes. Weight I am measuring, my subgroup is time. In this I will have to do some more juggleries. I will set limits also, because certain test becomes visible when we see 1 sigma limit and 2 sigma limit also, and we'll have test, we'll say perform all test. You will note in the variable data we have all the 8 tests, while when we were doing for discrete data or attribute data only 4 tests were visible. Click OK. So our control chart for variable data control chart is always in pair, so it is X bar and this is the range chart. Test number 6 and test number 5 is evidently seen. So we have learnt how to make it in Minitab as well. Thank you very much for testing your knowledge on this video, or for Six Sigma certifications visit leandigi.com. For more knowledge on this topic, please subscribe our channel.